looks like a fishing reel. It's got 4 gears, and you just pull it out. Instead of going through the trouble, it's portable. You can move it. So it's like if you want to move your beehives and stuff, you can put it. It's 328 feet with 10 posts, and you can just pull it out like a fishing reel. I wish I had one here to show you guys. It's on the websites all over the place, YouTube, etc. Most of this doesn't really apply to the beehives. You're right about that. We're good.
Sorry.
Don't put it on the power lines. You know what, to be honest with you, as far as that relates to beehives, we're in pretty good shape. Anybody have any general questions about fencing?
I got from the state. The state sent me information after I had called you about the bees being, the bears knocking the hives over. And they said put chicken wire on the ground around the fencing.
Oh, like they do at the campsites for they do that around they'll do that around the campsites for underneath the dumpsters sometimes.
Should that be done?
I got a guy up. They'll use it sometimes if they're really hitting the dumpsters at campgrounds, but it's not something we're recommending. I'm sure it would work. I'm going to sneak over here and grab my cheat sheet real quick and go over a couple things that everybody here from New Jersey. Yeah.
Can you explain what you mean by the chicken wire? Like literally you're laying chicken wire on the ground, or?
Yeah, you put the chicken wire on the ground, and that way the what's he expecting you to do? He wants it hot, right?
They gave me the DEP. He sent me this information, and it showed a diagram, and on the diagram it showed chicken wire on the ground used with plastic stakes. Now, you take the wire from the electric fence, because I use aluminum with the steel posts.
Yep.
You take that and you tie it to that on both ends wherever it goes, and go around just like you do with a fence that's all the way around the hives.
Yeah, I'm assuming so. To be honest
I'll
with
show it to you. I have it in my truck.
Yeah, to be honest with you, that's not something I've heard people do that, and I know that they do that at the campsites. Is what they'll do is they'll electrify something so when the bear goes to get in the dumpster, he'll get knocked down. I gotta be honest with you, it's not something we're involved in, so I don't really have the specifics on that, but I'm sure it would work. I just wanted to hit on a couple things that the state of New Jersey, Kelsey is up in Clinton, he is the bear expert, and a couple things that I wanted to make sure I didn't gloss over. Let's see. He's recommending a 4-foot high fence with 4 to 5 strands. I'm actually recommending, my fence is a little short if you went over there and measured it. There's a lot of different variations out there. 4-foot fence. The height of the fence isn't as important as it is to make sure you got 4 feet between your hive and your fence. You don't want the bear coming up reaching over. You want to keep your wire spacing. I got a wire spacings over there that we'll go over, but I started at 10 inches, went up at 6 inches from there. And the idea is we want the bear, we're going to bait the bear on the middle wire, so when he comes up and he hits his nose on the middle wire, we want to get him right at eye level, right on his nose. That's the most tender part, just like your dog or anybody else, and that's where you want to get him. And you want him to come up. You want to bait the bear so he comes up and gets a good taste of it, and that way he won't come back. But wire spacing to keep the cubs, depending on and you can adjust it. Does anybody have skunk problem? Didn't you say skunks sometimes are going there?
Yeah, sometimes skunks and we got coons.
Coons? Well, what you can do is you can modify. There's a zillion different ways to do electric fence, and it's more important to have a visual effect and have a hot fence and do the system right than all that. I mean, there's a million different variations. You know, some people use wire, some people use steel, I'm going to use poly products, but we're going to talk about the other stuff, the advantages. But you can lower a wire if you want to. It takes a little more maintenance. Think about it. When the grass comes up, it's going to come up into that wire. So the lower you put the wire, the more maintenance you got. But you can keep the groundhogs, skunks, etc. out if you just put a lower strand in there. I'm starting at 10 inches. If you wanted to keep that thing, those kind of critters out, you probably have to go to 4 inches. So you're a little more weed eating involved in that situation. Let me see. A couple things he wouldn't want you to do. Obviously, you don't put. It seems like common sense, but you don't want to put your beehive by a tree, because bears can climb trees, and they'll climb up. I've got pictures at our company where the bear will do the tightrope on either the bird feeder or the clothesline or whatever he can do to get over there to get to the honey. or the bees? Which does he prefer, the honey or the bees?
Both. Protein with the brood and sweetness with the with the honey.
Most of this stuff I've already talked about. 4-foot buffer, 4 or 5 strand fence. The main thing is you got to maintain an electric fence. You can't just put it up there and forget about it. Ours are low impedance technology, so we're going to be able to deal a little bit with the weed growth over the summer, but it still behooves you to go out there and you know, weed eat it. It's really, I just wanted to give you a little basic 411 on the fencing. We can go over there and get serious about the beehive fencing now. Well, what you'll see here is a standard 5-foot fence. I mean a 5-strand fence, not a 5-foot fence, but 5-strand fence. I'm using a product called Turbo Wire. It is a newer product. It's a 9-strand stainless steel mixed metal, very strong, a lot of conductivity. The reason, I mean, there's a million different products, and we're going to go over the advantages and disadvantages of all of them. But what we like about this is it's visible. When the wind blows, it flutters in the wind. We want that. This is 656, 660. Comes in 1312. How many spools did you need for this? What, half of one?
Sure. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe about a half of one. I actually had one that wasn't completely full, and we used that. And then I had to tap into that for the very end. Yeah, oh, yeah. Outside of the fact that I'm fat and out of shape and not used to 95-degree weather, it went pretty well. I was dying out here this afternoon. But it's real easy to put up. Well, I'm going to go over what I put up, and then I'm going to go over all the options out there. There's some advantages and disadvantages. Like I said, we're going to use a 5-strand fence. I'm going to start at 10 inches, and I'm going to go up every 6 inches from there until I get to about, I'm going to recommend 38 to 42 inches. The information, I'm going to contradict some of the information you have. There is no right or wrong as far as the guy, the Division of Wildlife. He's going to want a 4-foot fence. If you call him up, he's going to tell you a 4-foot fence. Nothing wrong with that. You know, like I said, it's more important to have a good visual setup so the bear can see the presentation of the fence, and to have the fence set up properly so it works well. That's more important than what kind of product you use to put it up. Some of the advantages of the tape, obviously, is it's cheap, or I shouldn't say cheap, but it's less expensive, it's easier to put up, and it's easy to move. You guys move, you leave your hives there, you guys move. Well, when you move a hive, it is a lot easier to use this product than it is to use steel wire or aluminum wire. You can put this on a reel, roll it back up in the winter, put it in your garage, use it again next year. Probably got a lifespan somewhere between 5 and 7 years. I mean, if you're not using it all the time, probably lasts a lot longer. But, and we're just using a simple fiberglass post that we sell pre-drilled. Every 2 inches there's a hole. You stick a metal clip in there. We essentially pull the product tight and tie it to the metal clip. We connect all the wires together. Connect 1 strand, 2 strand, 3 strand, 4 strand. We connect them all together. That way the whole fence is high. The guys, some of the information that's going to be out there tonight that you're going to take with you is going to tell you to use aluminum wire. Aluminum wire is great for a permanent fence. If you're not going to move them, the best thing aluminum wire does for you is it's a lot more conductive. Not more so really than this, but it's very conductive, and it's a little sturdier. The thing that aluminum wire does not do for you is when it's dark out, it's pretty hard to see. Any questions so far on this? When it comes to a charger, we actually have a solar charger inside here. We got our ground rod. We can turn it on here. You know what, Cathy?
Yeah.
Can you bring me over that orange thing? That orange, it's right on the box over there. You don't have to run.
Oh, I run.
But what I will tell you about this, the fence, is you want, as you can tell, we're not underneath the tree. We got it 4 feet away from the bees, so there's no way a bear is going to reach over there. We also have the wires at a height where the cubs are not going to put their head through there. I don't know what you guys know about animals, but an animal's not as smart as me and you. Animal puts his head through here. If you give him enough, if your spacings are too wide, animal puts his head through, well, he's going forward. An animal's not smart enough to back up. Me and you, we're smart enough to get shocked and back up. Once an animal gets his head through, he's going that way. So he's going to tear down your fence, he's going to tear up your hives. So if you put your spacing where he can't really get in there, you know, he's not putting his shoulders through there, obviously. Using just a simple gate handle, you can buy it at any farm store. What I will tell you, if it's permanent fence, and you do want to use the aluminum wire, you know, it helps to have a nice sturdy corner, maybe a wood post. Excuse me. You can use T-posts with insulators. Really doesn't matter what you use in the corners, as long as it's sturdy. You got to be able to pull these wires pretty taut. So there's, although it doesn't seem like it, there's quite a bit of pressure on those posts. Product that I didn't use tonight, but I certainly would have, is a turbo wire. It is a 9-strand stainless steel mixed metal. It's real thin. Disadvantage is it's harder to see, much like aluminum wire. Advantage of it's less expensive. It lasts about 10 years, and it's very conductive. Anybody want to know about? Everybody understand how a charger works, for the most part?
No, you should talk about it.
Okay. All right. Well, right now we got our fence on. We got our ground rod. Our ground rod's in the ground right there with the green clamp. We got the red. We got it connected to our fence. Doesn't matter. We got our fence is all connected together with the joint clamp, so it doesn't matter where we put it. And what I would recommend is a digital bolt meter. And I know somebody said they had one. But you got, what do you got, the little 5-light tester? Does it tell you how many volts you got, or does it just light up the... Yeah, those are good as long as they're all lit up. But when it's in the middle, it's sort of hard to tell. Do you have? I mean, it's a big difference. 4,000 volts is good. 2,500, not so much, and it's hard to differentiate. If you had a physical readout, you got 9,000 volts, 8,900 volts on this top fence right now. Who wants to touch it?
I'll get mine.
93. And this thing will light you up like a Christmas tree.
What kind of current comes out of it?
The amperage?
Yeah.
Well, I'd have to check the cheat sheet on that. I don't even know. I'd have to.
Is it milliamps or amps or what is it?
Yeah, it's amps.
Yeah.
It's a point something. I can look it up in the book after. I'll look it up for you.
Because 10 milliamps will kill.
Right. No, it's 0.0 something. It's very low. It's low amperage. It's not like your light socket in your house.
I'm just curious.
Yeah. Well, go ahead.
So if the bear, if you're talking about bear touching it with his nose or touching it with his paws, but what if it just start touches it? Will it go through the front?
Well, it will. It will. I'm just saying chances are, if he's coming for a meal,
Yeah.
he's coming shoulders first. I mean, he's not gonna, he might go around it, check it out to see if there's an easy in, and if he can crawl over it like that, he would. But generally speaking, a bear has those big, huge paws, so he's pretty well grounded. Would I prefer to get him on the nose? Sure, I would. Because I want him to eat all 9,300 volts. I want him to run to wherever the next county is. I don't want him ever coming back.
And that's why you would want to, it's important to bait the fence and
Yeah.
have it at eye level, because even if they're coming in for the brood, just because by having that attraction there, they're like, oh, let's, try this out. And then they put their teeth or their lips on it. You're encouraging, you're taking advantage of their curiosity to really let them know that this is not a good place for them.
Yeah, number one mistake people make is, okay, you haven't seen a bear in years. So, screw it, I'll turn off my fence. That's the worst thing you can do. You want that fence on at all times. I don't care if you haven't seen a bear in 3 years. I mean, nothing's worse. The worst thing you can do for an animal is he that comes up and determines it's not on. And then you just defeated your whole purpose. The psychological barrier, everything you try to accomplish with an electric fence, you just threw it out the window by not having it on. My girlfriend's mom won't keep her garden fence on to keep the deer out. And then she'll turn it on next week. But then they test it all the time then, because You know, if you get it hot from the start,